Hi, folks. Good morning. Today being the May 13th, it's around 9:05, and I will probably see what's going on with the market at around 9:30 so that I could demonstrate that. But in the meantime, I wanted to let you folks know that once you come to our website, wgsinvestmentclub.com, you go to the blog, you'll see what we are talking about in this particular blog, which talks about quant trading techniques, which has the potential to achieve financial goals. So once you come here, you will see the journey which we are taking to get to a configuration with intraday trading, having 50,000 as simulation. So the journey is continuing to let my viewers know that how we get to a configuration which can be stable and let it run. So we started this process quite some time back. Around 5/7 we did a recording. On 5/8 we did a recording, and today being the 5/13, I will target for a recording again here. So the story which went behind from 5/8, if you take a look at 5/8 on the configuration sheet, which was somewhere here, we had made a lot of changes, and the changes were, first of it, of course, we are trying to juggle between the research and static. So today also 5 being 5/13, we will try and deal with the static list. uh, we are, instead of 100 stocks, we are now looking at 200 stocks, means 100 long and 100 short. We had a stop loss of 0.05%. Now we have reduced it to 0.03%. We had made a lot of changes here also, from milking out our profits from 0.5% to 0.3% before the triggers. And then we have moved from 15 minutes on a 2 bar. Of course, we are looking into the market. We have moved from 15 minutes to 5-minute bar, and looking at 5-minute bar for last three. Uh, that means last 3 bars has to be higher high instead of two. We have moved the expectation level for market index from 1.5. We kept going down and down and down to 0.5% yesterday. But unfortunately, since we are doing intraday trading, we do not trade anything around after 2 o'clock or so, because usually it takes 1 to 2 hours for stocks to settle. So having said that, we prefer not to do anything if the market does not qualify for this percentage, be it bull or bear. We will not trade after 2 o'clock. So this is exactly what's happened yesterday. After 2 o'clock, we did not trade. But on the prior to these, prior to that date, prior to yesterday's date, we were not able to qualify because the market was not reaching at this type of a percentage. So that's another big change we have done. And then on the tolerance, we have increased it, we have reduced it from 0.6 to 0.5% for the individual stocks with the moving average percentage tolerance. We kept it there. Today also it's the same. It's the same for the short side. So if you notice, this effort is constantly going on to get to a point where we could lock our configuration. So right now, if we take today anyway, we haven't traded anything, so this part is not there. So let me put it to 0 for the moment so that we don't see a weird value here. It's all formula based. So if till yesterday we were averaging around 14.54%. So we are trying to get a certain range before we make it stable. And the effort is to configure the configurations uh, to a point where we get a reasonable average when it comes to annualization of the projection. So of course, as we are not trading, you will notice that the daily average, the average ROI is reducing because we were not able to trade. but this is giving you the annualized numbers. So the goal is, of course, this is purely uh, based on quantitative techniques, so emotions don't play a role. So the challenge here is to make sure that we get the right sweet spot with the configurations and see how it moves. So we have made some major changes today, and as the market starts in next 20 minutes, we will see if it qualifies that. But for now, it seems like on the S&P side, we will be looking at only 0.5% on the long side to qualify the market, and minus 0.5%, minus 0.5% on the short side if the market goes down. So let's see what happens. So I'll come back to you a little later again. So it's around 9:19. The market should open up in the next 10 minutes. Seems like the future is positive at this point of time. Uh, and let's see what happens. Interestingly, it's over 1.3 million people had a confirmed case of coronavirus as on today. So again, when I refresh the future, it seems like it's going south again, which is around minus 0.2%. So as per our algorithm, if it touches around minus 5%, then only it will qualify the market, or plus 5.5% before it qualifies the market. So that's what we are in. So let's let the market start, and in the meantime, uh, the algorithm is ready. Uh, it is looking into the the account every 60 seconds. So this is the benefit uh, of having quant trading, and it is expected to scan the market and at the same time look for all the 200 stocks which we have listed. Uh, we have listed around 200 stocks, and I will show it to you within after a while. But at the same time, it's expected to scan the market conditions first, qualify the market first before it goes and looks into all the 200. I had it at 100, but now I've increased it to 200 to look for more opportunities, because we are, uh, as you see, that we had not been trading for last few days. So the best option is, because not only because of that, because the market conditions did not qualify, but now let's see what happens today if we put it at 0.5% with 200 stocks on the list for look for opportunities, whether it goes bull or bear. So I will come back again a little later. Well, it's 9:32 now. It seems the market just opened, and let me refresh it and see what looks the future looks like. It seems like we have a mixed signal. S&P is going down negative 0.16%. Uh, as per our strategy, we will not start any investments before 9:45. That's rule. And second rule, as I have just mentioned earlier, that we will qualify the market only if it is below the 0.5%. So the market conditions will only qualify when once it is below 0.5%. So let's keep watching. We have made that change yesterday, so let's keep watching that. Yes, we are looking into market conditions, and we will be investing only after 9:45. So right now it's 9:33. So having said that, and this is the list which I was talking about, which is now a list of 200 stocks for the last 3 days is what we are maintaining. So if you come here, this is the list which is dedicated to this particular pipeline or this particular account. So every account will have a dedicated list which will be maintained by our client themselves. So this is the list which is for May 13th, and we have 100 stocks on the long side. Yes, around 99 stocks, and we have got around 100 on the short side, 199. So roughly around 200 stocks is what we are playing with for both long and short. And this is a static list as per today's configuration. We are following a static list, so there is no research. So this is where we are as of now. So it's around 9:34 and the market is still, it did not, yeah, it seems like it's going further down to 0.43%. I mean minus 0.43%. So unless it reaches minus half a percent, 0.5%, it will not qualify the market. So we will take a look from 9:45 what happens. So for now I'll be pausing it. So it's around 9:07 at this point of time, and it seems like the market is taking a huge dip. It has already exceeded minus 1.01%. The reason, one of the major reasons seems like stock fell after Powell warns for lasting damage due to coronavirus. I think this is everybody's expectation for the next 1 to 2 years from now. Things will not be normal, and especially till we get a vaccine, I don't see market getting any confidence at this point of time. So having said that, we have to keep an eye on what is happening right now in the algorithm. It seems like it hasn't traded anything. Of course, it is supposed to only trade after 9:45. So it'll look into the conditions at 9:45 onwards, and then it will decide what to do depending on the configurations. So it seems like the market we qualified for shorting today because the algorithm is set to over minus 0.5%. So it seems like it will qualify this range for going bear. So it'll pick up shorts if things are as to what we are seeing at this point of time. So let's wait and see what happens. Hi folks, it's about 9:49. As per the algorithm, it should start looking for investments at around 9:45. Market is still negative, which is minus 0.57%. So the market should be probably qualified. So let's take a look if it has done any investments yet. No, it did not do any investment so far. So that's fine. Let's see what is the reason for not investing. So we can go to the email and check. Every 1 minute the market, it is supposed to scan the market and get us the reason for why it is not investing. So let's pick up the latest one. As you can see, it goes by the minute. So it's looking into all the 200 stocks and telling us what is actually happening. Index check previous close was, index check is minus 0.57%, long rejected, of course. Index change is 0.75%, minus 0.57%. So it should be looking only into shorts. So let's see what happens in the short side. It seems like the market candle failed. Okay, good. So it seems like the ratio between the two, which we are talking about on the strategy, although the market qualified, but the tolerance part of it did not qualify yet. So this is where we are stuck at this point of time. From the short side, it is supposed to look at 5 minutes bar of 10 and 2 moving average with a tolerance of 0.5. So this is where we are stuck at this point of time. It is still looking for those type of qualifications on the market candle. So it is not getting that. Sometimes you will get informations like the IB does not have the information. Maybe sometimes for the in the next round of scanning it might get the information, but now it did not. So because it is taking live data. So now there is no, although the market can qualified, but it did not qualify any transaction yet. So on the buy side for the last 1 minute email, there's nothing expected anyway because the market is negative. On the sell side also, it seems like we are still getting the same information. The market candle failed. So as yesterday it took a positive turn, and now the market is negative. Market is going further negative to 0.63%, but the individual stocks are not qualifying. And in order to see that, how do you look into it? If you pick up any stock which is on the short side, say GE, I'm just picking up one to give you an idea that what it is looking for. So let's look at this and see whether the, the last 5-minute criteria, is it satisfying or not. So we are looking into 5 minutes. You notice that the market, this difference of moving averages is probably not at the required percentage where it should be. And secondly, it seems like it's taking a turn. So very likely this will get rejected. So the first point of rejection here could be that it's not satisfying the percentage of moving average. Say for example, we take BSE and we plot it here again. So you see that the difference here is still probably not qualifying the tolerance level, and it seems like it's taking a high here, from here to high here. So there are many reasons for which the market and the individual stocks may not align to a sweet spot, but if they do, it'll do a trading. So let's keep waiting and see what happens as the day progress. But this is where we feel that quantitative trading plays a very important role, because human emotions are not there at all. So maybe if it was a human, he would have probably traded, but in quantitative trading, you don't do that. So let's come back again later. It seems like it's around 10 o'clock. The market is taking a reversal. It was pretty bare in the early morning hours, but now it has taken a reversal to 0. Minus 0.38%. So having said that, it seems like there will be potentials to trade, because the stock did go down over 0.5%. So let us take a look here. Yep, we can see some trades happening. And at this point, since the reversal is also happening at the same time, uh, we have to wait and see. But the trade is going on. So at the end of the day, you will probably get to see the results. But right now, we are going negative at this point of time. So it is, see, these trades are happening on its own. The settlements are happening on its own. We have reduced um, the buying, I mean the stop loss, to a very small margin of 0.3%. So let it trade on its own, and then at the end of the day, we will see where it goes. But the market is extremely volatile at this point of time. But the good thing which I'm trying to point is, any type of configurations, and let it run. You don't have to touch. It's doing everything completely on its own. So most of it is shorting, and it seems like after shorting it's buying back with 0.3% as a stop loss, which is good. So the idea is, at the end of the day, if you are trading 100 stocks and you have lost, say, on 30 stocks, you will need 30 stocks to make it up, but your remaining profit would be from the 40 stocks which you have traded. So let it run. This is the way it will run every day. And depending on how you find your sweet spots, we will probably decide what would be the ultimate configuration where it is profitable most of the day. But having said that, this is a very good live example of what is going on, and you'll have a very good idea as you trade on yourself on your own simulation if you try in terms of how you want to fine tune your configurations. So let this continue for a while. Oh, and by the way, I will probably, if the video is stopped for whatever reasons, you will see the report here for the end of the day. You will see the report which is happening here. On 5:13, the link will be provided, so you will know exactly what is going on or what happened from the trade which is happening on 5:13 as showing it to you. So let it run. So we will see where we land up uh, with this type of a situation. But it seems like the market is very volatile. And if we have a bigger loss, maybe the next day we have to probably change the configurations here and probably fine tune the market conditions. We took positions at 0.5%. Maybe we should start thinking about taking, it seems like it's going all north. So we'll have a pretty big, uh, these stocks which has been already invested will probably take a reverse hit, I guess. That's what I'm expecting here because the market took a turn. So as you define the configuration, so what you're learning from here is uh, as first thing is keeping the configuration to probably zero point 0.5 to qualify for long or short is probably not enough. So I think tomorrow I will probably be looking at around 0.75% both ways. But again, the downside of it is if you tighten the configuration, you will land up with scenarios where you are not trading for quite some time. So it's a trade-off for, as I say, that last few days we did not trade because we had tightened the configuration. This should not be here. So we had tightened the configuration and as a result we did not trade for last few days. So today we have loosened it a lot, but again the market, this 0.5% is probably not enough. It may have to be around minus 1% on the bear side and probably 1% on the bull side to be on the safe side when it comes to a sort of a market confirmation. Of course, it will look into the last few minute candles, but uh, a strategy with 0.5% is not the best idea. So this is one of the lessons which we are learning as we do the trading. So during a trial period, you can do whatever you want. You can test it out with different scenarios to make sure that you find a sweet spot. So this exercise continues, but you can see you will be able to see the outcome of this report uh, as we publish that. But this is online live trading which is going on, and my effort here is to show my viewers that if you are little reluctant, see from 1.25 we couldn't trade anything, then we reduced it to zero point 0.5. Yesterday was sort of a flat market, but it picked up after 2:30 or so, but that was already too late. But today you are seeing that it did pick up at 0.5%, but then unfortunately again it's taking a reversal. So having a configuration at 0.5% probably may not be a good idea. We might have to go back to 1%, around 1% to make sure that okay, we are into a bull or a bear market. 0.5% does not look like it's going to be realistic. It did come down and then again it went up. So if it goes down further, then maybe we will be in a good shape. But at this point of time, we are not in a good shape at this point. So we'll have to see how things improve over the period of time. So we are making more losses, if you can see here, than gains because the market took a reversal, and this is what you don't want. So we will continue these type of videos, but for now, at least I think it gives a very good idea about what to expect.